Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to...
You had a serious accident, I think in 2021 in Abuja. Tell us about it and what exactly happened.
Okay. That period I was promoting one of my songs, Calabar. So people were really loving it and I was traveling. Then I got a call to come play a show in Abuja. I said okay. And then that period it was an emotional thing for me. So that period, my son, I was planning to renew his passport because he was with me, in Nigeria. So I've already gotten a date, and then there was this problem of date. So I got a date like 3 months ahead of time, for him to go for renew his passport. Then closer to that date, I got a call from Abuja that somebody wants to do the grand opening of his hotel, and he wants me to open his hotel for me. And I'll be like, okay, I was supposed to be in Abuja probably on a Sunday for my boys' interview on Monday. I said, okay, when? They said 13th. I said, okay, fine, I will do that. So what happened now, and now I approved that event, now traveled earlier with my son, so that if I finish my show, he will stay with my brother. So if I finish my show, I will now pick him and go for the interview on Monday. Then that could have been the last day he would have seen his dad. That last trip. No, for real, because I got to Abuja, he went with my brother, I went for my show. I finished my show. That was on a 13th night, then 14th morning, because I was the main act. So when I finished the event, I now met up with my friends. We went to eat. We ate at Hustle and Bustles. Same price in Madu Japa. Everybody called around our room, accident to Koja shower. So we finished eating that morning. I even saw Bikubana. We're all together. B was like, okay, I want to say don't they go. So that was how Obi left. Then I and my friends, we finished eating that morning because I said I don't want to go to the hotel and wake up to come and look for what to eat in the morning. Make I just chop this early morning. If I go rest. That was how I went to the place, finished eating. Then on our way to the hotel, I wasn't the one driving. Somebody was driving us, an elderly man though. So from the Hustle and Bustle to the junction near Wuse 2 junction or something, I don't know exactly, Banes Plaza. The man was supposed to cross an intersection and go left. Then he saw a car coming. I think he thought the car was far, or he could quickly cross over before the car gets to the intersection. We were there before the other vehicle, but that split seconds indecision, he just decided to let him just cross. I remember the last time I remembered was like I said, I can see headlights, and that was it. As if they turned off the volume. I didn't hear his sound again. So it now happened that the other car, people around were telling us, it was Sunday morning, people were going to church, that the other car was on a high speed. So when we tried to cross over, the car rammed into ours. Then our own somersaulted. So it was our car that stopped the other. In fact, the whole speed of the other car was transferred to ours that made it to somersault. Then the car was upside down. Then I was pulled out. They said they pulled out my light, like I wasn't moving. So they felt probably I was gone. It was when they put me in the car that I got myself, and they started looking for hospitals. And then the resident doctors were on strike on 14th August. They were on strike. So they went to like 3 hospitals or so. They didn't admit me. They were making calls. I was losing blood. They were trying to blood on my face everywhere. So they later got somewhere in Meitama something clinic. So they went there, took me there. That was when I passed out twice, you understand? So I woke up that Sunday. I was supposed to pick my son. I was now in the hospital. So when he came to see me, tears through my eyes, so I didn't know I was gonna see him. So play plan for no see him again, and would have been fatherless, that kind of thing. So it was just that, and nobody died, but the driver sustained lots of injuries. Me, I was behind the car, the back seat when it happened, and I wasn't putting seat belt on. Nigerian people sit down for back, no get need for the field say they no get need to wear a seat belt. My friend was in front. They were all properly strapped. So it was while the car, they say, somersaulted twice, that they sustained plenty injuries. And me, I could have been flung out of the vehicle. but I didn't. And who knows if I was putting on seatbelt, if the thing for don't crush me because the car was upside. I don't know what happened, but I'm just glad. It's a miracle that I'm here.
All right. So how does it feel to be alive? How does it feel to be given a second
How
chance
will I
to
know? I'm not gone now, so I'm still. I'm not done now. When I'm forgotten, it just feels good. It's just that whenever August comes and 14th, I'll be like, ah. So by now they say, "Aye, man, when so they remember you. Yeah, I wish you. Yeah, that kind of thing." But it's really an emotional thing. That's the first time I'm having this kind of close, in fact, close to boarding to check out. But it didn't happen that way. So it feels good to be alive.
Okay. Now, some musicians, like MC Loaf, CD John, a couple of them have died in car accidents. Is it that musicians they drive under the influence of alcohol, or why do they normally have these car accidents?
Okay, I'll answer you from a different angle. Number one, I wasn't the one driving, so my alcohol and I drive ahead the day because the man no follow us. Now cab with the outside, popular joint waiting for people. So that's one. Number two, accident is not really about how careful person did. Person with the careless can run into somebody who is careful and kill the person that is careful. Now, which survive the tell story of what happened and I one version then go here. So I can't really say it's about alcohol or reckless driving, but what I know is that when anything happens to a celebrity, it becomes a news because they are popular, they have a name. The news will be sellable. Remove MC Lou from the picture, saying I want Mr. Sunday. It happened. Nobody wants to talk about it. Even if you tell me, I'll be like, who is Mr. Sunday? Who he be? Where it happened? Yes, that happens all the time. It's just that when it happens to a celebrity, it looks bigger than it is. How many people have died in car accidents, unlike the ones we see randomly on social media? So I don't think it has anything to do with alcohol, and God bless those that has left us. But in my own case, I wasn't the one driving. My friend wasn't the one driving. You understand? It just happened. And the guy that rammed into us wasn't drunk from what people were saying. It's just that he was on high speed. Yes.
Now, what will be your response, to, we know most or some artists are hooked on drugs and alcohol and everything. What will be your advice to those who indulge in those two deadly combinations?
Okay. My advice would be for people into hard drugs. Hard drugs. I can't really tell an adult what to do and what not to do, but they know what's good for them and what's not good for them. And my own is, just say no to drugs. Okay. And that's the truth. I'm a shark, but I'm a social drinker. Nah, I'm not. But I'm saying, so I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. So my own is say no to drugs.
Okay.
If you drink much, if you're not feeling good, alcohol they heal mood.